Okay, good morning everybody. So today we're going to start a new series. So we're still going to be doing birds, but we're going to be replicating different art pieces done by famous artists. Today we're going to look at the artist by the name of George Cole and his painting called Study of a Parrot. George Cole was an English realist painter who primarily painted landscapes and animals in the early 19th century. He lived from 1810 to 1883. Cole's specialty was focused at first on portraits and animals. Then at the age of 30, he changed his focus to landscapes. He was a self-taught artist, so he taught himself how to paint, and his paintings are so amazing. These are some of the paintings he's known for. Okay. So this is the one we're doing today, and this one is called The Harvest Rest. This is early morning on the Tamar. I really love his realist style. With a touch of, he kind of has a touch of impressionism in there. This is a river in Wales, a pastoral landscape, and this is cattle on a riverbank. Very pretty pictures that he's done.
It looks real.
I know, they do.
It doesn't look like a painting at all. It looks like a picture.
I know, isn't it crazy that he self-taught himself how to do this? Okay, and today's is this one, The Study of a Parrot. We're going to use pastels, but we're going to try and make it look as close as the real thing as we can. I'll talk a little about this bird as we draw. George Cole really gives me inspiration because he was self-taught. An example of if you work hard, you can excel at something you love, and you really can be successful and get better at anything you want to do with art and stuff. And also to work hard to bring glory to God. Colossians 3:23-24 says, whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. You are serving the Lord. Okay, are y'all ready to get started? Okay, so real quick, I'm just going to read a fact or two about the scarlet macaw or the parrot, whichever one. And
you can tell about when you saw the picture. You were like, wait, no, that's not a
parrot. Because I thought that parrots and macaws, they're similar, but the macaws are in the parrot family. So they're basically in the same family, but they kind of have different names. It's kind of funny. So the parrot's technical name is the scarlet macaw. They're really kind of a sassy bird filled with energy and personality. They're also highly intelligent. They live in Central and South America. They're threatened in the wild due to deforestation and trapping for food and feathers. They live in small groups in the wild. They eat berries, fruits, and veggies. They can also have a lifespan of over 70 years. So they can live up to 70 years. That's pretty crazy. They can also talk. Some scarlet macaws can talk. Their sound is kind of like a screech. This is their sound.
Jeez.
You'll kind of get the gist of it. Okay, so let's get started. Y'all ready? So like I said, we're going to be doing pastels today, or colored pencils, crayons, really anything you would like. Perfect, Hunter. Okay, so we're going to start with the head. It's going to be up to the top and a small bit to the left. So we're going to start up and curve back. And then that curve is going to come down here like this. Okay, now we're going to curve that down a little more and stop about right there, and that's going to be where the neck is. Now we're going to do the beak. And the beak is not going to be out like most of the birds we've done. It's going to curve. It's going to go out just a little bit, but then it's going to curve down like that. So this parrot kind of looks like he's smiling, as you can kind of see in this picture. Kind of looks like he's smiling. Okay, so now for the beak, we're going to bring it up a little bit, like a point. Just a small bit. Perfect, Hunter. And then from that part where we went up, we're going to go out and kind of little bump curve. Okay, now we're going to start at the top of the beak. We're going to come out and then down. Okay, now we're going to do a little sideways L, or not sideways, just an L that comes out of the beak and then up. And then we're going to bring that line back like this. This inside this little patch that we're making is going to be the eye. So now we're going to bring this down, that line down and over. Okay, now we're going to bring that line up to where we started, right there. So it's going to be a little curve. Okay, now we're going to bring a line like this that comes out. You can make it a little thick if you want to. And then we're going to bring that line back. Okay, so now we're going to bring this line down like that. Okay, now we're going to come back here and switch to the chest area over here, because he's going to have his head, he's going to be sitting like this, but his head is going to be turned this way, like this.
Please.
What?
Can you show it up close?
Yes. Okay, so I did the background in this one, but I don't know if we're going to do the background today because it's very, very complicated, and I think we're just going to make it simple today. Like as you can see here, there's the background, but I think we're just going to do the main bird today. And then you can do the background however you want. Okay, we're going to do the chest, and it's going to come out like this. And then it's going to go down. And then back in like that. Kind of like part of an octagon, but with curved sides. Okay, now I'm going to curve it down at the bottom, and I'm going to bring it down like this, and it's going to come all the way down here like that. They have very long tails. And then we're going to bring it down in a curve like that. Okay. And now that line is going to come up like this. And we're going to stop like right there. Okay, now that we're going to bring a line out of that, it's going to come out and then in.
What is this called? Study of a parrot?
Yeah. Okay, and then that's going to curve around at the bottom a little bit and come up like this. And then we're also going to come down like this and then over. And then when we come back up, we're going to do, it's going to go in a little bit, and then we're going to like bump back out and bring that curve all the way up and connect to that neckline that we did. Okay. Now we're going to bring this line like this, and then up. And then we're going to go into the shoulder. Just going to curve it in. Okay, now we're going to start here in the middle of the chest. We're going to curve around like this. Have y'all been liking these cool rainy days that we've been getting? They've really been nice.
Yes, it's been very nice except for that big thunder. And it's
I know, that big thunderstorm. Did y'all's power go out the other night?
No, but my friend
Oh.
Julie's did.
Evelyn, did yours go out?
Yeah, me and my brother were watching TV and the power went out.
Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, I had just gotten into bed and I was reading. I like to read in bed, and then I just clicked off the light and then all the power went out. Okay.
I want my power to go out. That sounds awesome. We're in a drought right now in Wyoming, so.
Okay, now we're going to do the little eye up here. Their eyes are very small. So we're just going to do a small little circle. And then we're going to do a dot to cover most of the front, like that, where there's just a little white crescent moon behind it. Okay, and then you can do a little guideline of a little curve. All birds have this little curve. I don't know what it is, but it's just a little curve like that. Okay, now we're going to do his feet. We're going to do a curve like that. Then it's going to come back around like that. And then we're going to copy that same thing and just do it again right next to that foot. And that's going to be 1 foot. And then you can do the claws on them. He has 2 toes in the back and 2 toes in the front. So, I mean, you can't really do it with your fingers unless you went like this. Okay, so we're going to do the branch. The branch is going to have a little food trough and a little chain thing because he's a captive parrot and he has his wings clipped and he's kind of He has a little chain connected to his foot.
Can you bring it a little closer so I can see the foot?
Yeah.
You can put it down.
Okay.
Done.
Is that good? Okay, now we're going to do the branch. I'm going to do 2 lines that are going to come out of it like this. And then a curve to connect it. This one's going to be different because it's a post.
Mom, those superbooks are playing. Can you make sure it's a play? You focus on it, okay?
Okay, now we're going to do the pot. We're just going to do a little curve. Like that. And then we're going to do 2 straight lines up on either side. Now I'm going to do a curve that goes across, but it's going to come just a small bit out on each side. And we're going to do that the same for the bottom too. And then we're going to bring the bottom like this with 2 little curves. And then a curve over top for a stripe. And then we're going to go up like that. And then back down. I don't know what that is, but it's just part of the picture. Okay, now we're going to do 3 little squares that hang down from the branch, all connected. And then a larger square, more of a rectangle at the bottom. I don't know what that is either. Okay, now we're going to bring the branch out on this side. And then a curve. Okay, now we're going to do the part that he's connected to. So we're just, from his foot, we're just going to do a bunch of little circles all connected together like a chain. And they're going to come down like this, but then they're going to curve back up and go into the side of his tail. Okay, now we're going to do a branch that comes down, or a post that's going to come down like this. Then we're also going to do a ring. We're just going to do a little horseshoe shape like this, and then copy that same thing inside and connect both ends. Now we're going to bring another one of those ball chains up into the tail, and then we're going to finish the post, and we're just going to carry it down to the bottom of our page. Was that pretty simple for y'all?
Can you hold it up to the screen?
Yeah. I know that kind of looks like his foot down there, but it's like an iron clasp that connects to the post. You need me to hold it up for longer?
I think I'm good.
Okay. And then we're just going to do 2, you can kind of make them wobbly so they don't look like part of the post. It's just going to be a little wire line, a little wire strip that comes from this ball chain to the iron clasp. He kind of looks like he's smiling. Okay, so I think we're about ready to color him. So we're going to do most of him reddish orange, and then right here is going to be blue, green, yellow, and bright orange. So the wings are the prettiest part, along with the scarlet chest. That's why it's called a scarlet macaw. It's like a reddish scarlet. Okay, so we are going to start, surprisingly, with a very dark brown or black, if you don't have dark brown. And we're going to do a little shape up here on his forehead, like that.
Is it kind of like the chocolate brown?
The very, very dark brown, the darkest brown. I think this one's black. You can use black or darkest brown.
Okay.
That'll work, yeah. Okay, and then we're also going to do a little curve right here on the crown of his head. And it really looks like a black crown. Little mini black crown. Okay, and then we're also going to do the point of his beak with the black. And then the bottom half of his beak. Then you can also go over that little pencil line in the eye, and darken it. Okay.
So do you do the part? Do you do like the little part of like this?
What? Yes, that part. That's the bottom half. Yeah, you can do the bottom half of the beak. I don't know if y'all can see this, but my dog is like laying right at my feet. It's so cute. Okay, so now we're going to do this section, the head and some of the chest. So we're going to get our orange and we're going to do a patch inside here, kind of inside that crescent shape that we did. We're just going to color solidly with our bright orange. Okay, hold on just a sec. I'm trying to peel the pastel wrapping off my red here. Now we're going to get our red and just a plain bright red. And we're going to go up and do the little forehead right above his beak. Do the space in between that shape and the black crown. And then come out around the bottom. And then we're going to color this. What?
Did you say bright red or dark red?
No, bright red, like this. Yes. And then you can kind of blend it in with the orange. And then as we get over here, we're going to fade out to shading and then just shade right here. And then get darker over here as we go down. And then down here, it's going to be pretty solid dark. Or not a dark red, just pushing harder.
So are we blending in the brown too?
The brown? What brown?
Like the brown or like the black at the top.
Oh no, you don't. Just try your best not to get the red in there, or it'll like smear. So when we get down here, we're just going to kind of fade into shading again, and then just kind of fade out into nothing. And then you don't have to fill in every little white little speck because we're going to go back in with our orange and kind of fill in everything. Okay, we're gonna also shade this over here. We're gonna shade right here. And then we're gonna stop right here. Okay, all of that shading that we did, except for down here. So remember, don't do this shading down here. But we're going to get our orange, and we're going to go heavily on top of that shaded chest part and up by the chin. And then down here. And it makes a really pretty reddish orange. Y'all can probably see how it all kind of blends together. It makes a real pretty color. Isn't that very beautiful? Okay, remember, don't color with the orange down here on this shaded part, because that is going to be a dark brown that's going to come up and fade into that. You can also go with your orange and come down here and just kind of fade in those white, fill in the white spaces that you might have missed. Okay, now we're going to get, it's not like a very, it's kind of a medium brown. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Be a tree trunk color. And we're going to go up here, and we're just going to do specks all around his white face. Not the beak, just the white face. Like that. Kind of looks like he has brown chicken pox.
You mean parrot pox?
Parrot pox. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to do a small bit of shading right under here on the beak, just very, very light. And then we're going to get our white and just blend that into the beak. So his beak's not going to be just pure white.
So it's gonna kind of be like a tan.
It would kind of look like you didn't really color it. It would look like you forgot the beak. So you just do a little shadow under there. Okay, now we're going to come down here, and we're just going to do a feather pattern that's like waves in the ocean that comes across to here. This is with our drawing pencil, so just a little wave pattern. And now we're going to do another wave pattern to copy it. But over here on this side, we're going to stop and come down and then just kind of fade out with your pencil. Just kind of, we'll finish it off with the color.
Is down below it gonna be blue?
Yes, down here is going to be blue. And now we're also going to do very light, just little curves like this. It's hard to see even on the camera because it's real light. Okay, so now we're going to do the blue. We are going to start, where's my, okay, we're going to get like two different kinds of blue. We're going to get a very dark blue, like a marine blue, and then a little bit lighter blue. It's still kind of dark. Yes, that's the lighter blue, Hunter, and then can you find one that's even darker? Yes, so those two. So first, yes, first we're going to get the darker one, And we're going to leave a small space down there. You see that little space right here? We're going to leave that little space. And then we're going to color up like this. And then we're going to fade out. And then stop. Okay, now we're going to get the blue that's a little bit lighter. We're going to come in here and we're going to do the rest, but we're going to stop at that very lightly shaded line. Okay, now we're going to get that tree trunk brown again that we did for the shadow up there. And we're going to fill in that little white spot at the bottom. Okay, so that's all the blue that we're going to do. And we're going to get a very dark green. It's like a dark olive green, kind of. Yes, that's the one. Okay. No, I think it's so funny that we can just match the colors because you have the same set. Okay, and we're going to do a wave pattern down here with that green, and we're going to start where we stopped with that line. And we're going to color that in with the green, but you can kind of go into the blue to make it look like it's all connected. It's kind of faded into the blue. Then we're also going to come up and and color in that wave pattern that we did right here. Like that. And then in the middle of that, we're going to get a bright yellow, like a sun yellow. And come in here and color, and you can fade around the edges. That's real pretty. You can do a green over here too, a little bit of green to fill in. Okay, now we're going to get that orange again, and we're going to do a little bit right here, and then we're going to fade out. Okay, now we're going to come down here and finish this, the lightly shaded red. And then again, we're going to go back with the orange to just continue that color. There, very pretty. How it kind of fades into light orange, then green and yellow, then blue. It's a very pretty bird. Pretty bird. Okay, so now real quick, we're going to do that same orange-red pattern down here, but we're going to make the shape. So we're going to start like a little bit more than half, or a little bit less than halfway down in the middle of the tail. And we're going to go down to the bottom with just a red. Then we're going to come up here and we're going to do a little curve that goes into the side. Okay, and in that little shape that we did, we're going to lightly shade our red. And then, as you probably guessed, go back with the orange. Hold on a second, I got to get my pastel peeled. We're going to go back with the orange down there to make that red orange.
Oh, so you want to go first with a little bit of red?
Yeah, just like we did for the.
Then with the orange?
You did the orange first?
No, I haven't done the orange yet.
Okay, did you do the red first?
I haven't done the red yet, but I was asking you if
Okay.
you were doing the red, then the orange.
Yeah. And if it's too orange for you, you can just go again lightly with red over it. Make it a little more red for your liking. Okay. Now I'm going to get my dark brown. It kind of looks like black on the computer, but we're just going to do a line that goes up from that point to the top. And then we're going to do it solid down here. And then come up. Then it's going to go into that red like that. Then you can kind of fade in like that. Then go back with the red and blend the two together like that. Okay, and we're also going to do a little of that dark brown here on the chest for a little shadow, and then go back with the red and smooth it all out. So if you put a shadow of a dark color on a lighter color, you want to make sure to go back with the lighter color and smooth it all in. Okay, we're going to get now a very dark red. It kind of has a little bit of purple, kind of a dark cherry red, like that color. And we're going to come down here, or come up here and do a stripe that goes down, and then comes in here, and we're going to make a little circle. And then we're also going to get some red and go around, solid red, and come down to, and then stop right there. And then we're going to do orange at the bottom. Then we're also going to get that dark green again.
What goes around the dark cherry?
The what?
What goes around like the dark cherry red?
That's just bright red, solid bright red up here, and
Okay.
then we stop with the bright red right there, and then down here it's just orange.
Okay.
Okay, after you do that, we're gonna get our dark green again that we did for the wing right here. We're gonna come down here and do that patch in the tail. And you can blend it into the orange. And then go back with the orange and smooth it out. Like that. Lots of blending in this parrot. I forgot, you can also blend in the green to the yellowish orange right here. Okay, now we're going to color the post. We're going to get our dark brown, and y'all know the drill. Dark at the bottom, fade up to the top.
Exactly.
And then we're going to go back with kind of a reddish brown and fill in all of it. Or go over all of it. I'm just going to go in real quick while you do that. I'm going to go in with my red and fill in some of these white spaces. Okay, now we're going to get that same reddish brown that we just used, and we're going to do the post down here.
So this color?
Yeah.
It is so funny that we can just match them.
I know. Okay, just be careful not to do those the metal chain and the iron strip and the clasp down here and stuff. Okay, and we're going to get that tree trunk brown again and come up here and do the foot of the parrot. And then also we're gonna get a silver and do that chain. There's actually, Hunter, in this pastel kit, there's like a shiny silver.
Got it.
Is that the silver or the gray?
It's the silver. It's just. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's the gray.
So the silver, you can just kind of see it's shiny. Okay, and for with the silver, we're gonna start dark on that middle pot, and then get lighter and lighter, and then stop. We're gonna do the same for the other side. When we get lighter and lighter, we're gonna stop with one white strip in the middle, and it looks really shiny.
Pretty.
Is this the one?
Yes. Now we're going to get our white and make sure there's no other color on your white for this part. And we're just going to go in over all of that silver. It looks really shiny. And then we're also going to color in with the gray that strip on the top and then that little shape. And then also the bottom, of course. And then you can just color solid silver, that little whatever it is that hangs down from the bottom of the branch. Okay, so don't forget to sign your name. And we are done.
Ask anybody if they remember what artist we
Do y'all
did a replica
remember?
of.
Do y'all remember what artist we did the replica of today?
What's his name?
George Cole.
Yes, good job.
Pretty good.
George Cole.
What's this called?
This is called, y'all remember what the painting is called?
Study of a Parrot.
Yes.
Woo-hoo, good job.
Study